Hey folks, it's Mac T, and I took a trip up north here, north of Chicago area, and I have here this 2011 Ford Edge Sport all-wheel drive, big old 3.7 liter in it, Duratec, yes, and we got the PTU, yes, first ever Mac T PTU. We're going to attempt or change the fluid in the PTU on this vehicle and make sure that it has some good fluid in it. Has it ever been checked? Don't know, but we're going to find out. So let's dive into this thing and see what this PTU is doing, and then get it sucked out of there, add some new stuff in, and if we got time, drive it around a bit, and then change it again and see if we can't get this process started and cleaning and flushing this PTU out. Mileage wise, what does it have, John?
83,000 miles.
83,000 miles, so maybe this is a savior. Maybe this is the time to change it. Let's see what it looks like at 83,000 miles driving around Chicagoland here, being tortured on a daily basis, and we're going to get it changed. And then we also have an MKX, and we'll do a separate video on that one. There we go. Right there it is. Hiding. Hey, it looks a little crusty. So we'll go ahead and get her busted loose and start seeing about sucking out some of this fluid here. A little tight space, but let's go ahead and get her removed.
Had the fluid done on it twice before. I think one was 66,000 miles, the other one was 72,000 or so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you have had it done.
Mm-hmm. Funny enough, it actually wasn't leaking until after it was done.
There we go. Reach it from the back, folks. Easiest way. There we go. Now, if I could get that Pella, you guys hook that up for me?
Yeah.
Give me that black end.
Yeah, business end right there.
To your left.
Mm-hmm.
No, I need the hose. To your left.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We're going to feed that down into that. As far as we can go, which ain't very darn far.
I understand that if you actually turn the wheel, that it kind of helps feed it down in there.
Well, we're only going to go so far.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pump.
Okay.
Because I got it as far as it's going to go. I think we got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Okay.
Think we got her.
Cool.
Well, folks, this is what I used. Pella 6000, and it worked pretty good. As you can see, the hose is all black from that PTU fluid. That stuff is dark black. My hands, and this is after I cleaned them. It's nasty stuff, but if you want to look at it, right there it is. Didn't get a whole lot out of it. Wasn't much to get, so that tells me we got to put a lot more back in. So we're going to go ahead and get some fluid, and what is it, Victor's going to use his Lincoln MKX to go to retrieve it. That way that PTU is nice and warm when we go in there. Hopefully I don't burn the heck out of my hands on the exhaust. But we can always let it cool down a bit. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing moving forward, get some new fluid in it. This is the plug that we pulled out of this PTU on this Ford Edge Sport. And it does have a little bit of dirt and grime on it and some metal. As you can see, we can clean that off, and that's what it had in there. So we'll clean this off just a bit, just to get rid of all the gunk on it. And that's what it'll look like. It's got that little magnet tucked in there as a plug, and you clean that off and you put it back on after you fill her up. Okay, pump.
Okay.
Keep going. Wow.
Halfway gone.
Should be just about full in. There we go. Stop.
Okay.
Pull the hose. Oh. Pull the hose out. There we go. Pull that.
Okay. Cool.
Well, your mat definitely took a hit.
No big deal. That's what it's there for.
Let her drip out here. And we'll put the plug back in. There we go. We're at a drip. Give me that plug.
Manual says I should be careful you don't put MACT stickers on everything.
Already did. I need the socket, or ratchet rather. Here it is. Tighten it back up. How tight do we tighten it?
German spec.
There you go. Nice and tight. And that is it, folks. That's all you do. That's how you change your PTU fluid. Now with the fluid that's leaking on the pipes there, folks, you use some brake clean to clean that off before you start her up. Otherwise, wipe her down with some rags and then let it burn off. Well, the moral of the story is, make sure you got a good pump, folks. If it's starting to get worn out, yeah, doesn't work out the best. But hey, we made it all work, and that's all it really counts. A little bit of leakage here and there, so I think this pump is heading for the great bin in the sky for recycling or whatever happens to it. But either way, we got what we needed done. This is what we put in the Ford Edge Sport, the 75-140 synthetic rear axle lubricant, motorcraft type. That's what John chose. And just so y'all can see, if you look at the level right there, okay, that's 16 ounces at that point, 17. Okay, so he put a lot of gear lube in there, but we're going to count for the hose that he used, and it was this pump, so you have to account for all the ounces of fluid in that hose. We're going to assume there's probably about 3 ounces of fluid in there, at least in that whole pump, maybe 4. So we did get it empty. Now that being said, with this measurement out of this bottle and what we got out of this Pella by sucking it out, that PTU in this Ford Edge Sport was low on fluid. And John, you suspect that it has a leak in it, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the PTU is leaking, which means the seal has to be replaced. And if you're going to replace the seal, we may have to think about a PTU, depending on the condition of the PTU. Inspection of it visually would determine what your fact is or what you got to do. So we're going to say right now, the health of this PTU in this Ford Edge Sport is questionable at best at this point.
I think
So,
it's safe to say.
so we're going to see and follow John later on what he has to do with this as he gets the seal replaced and sees what's going on. But in order to replace the seal in it, you have to remove the PTU. Folks, Mac T here, and we got done with the Ford Edge Sport that you see right over here. And unfortunately, there may be a couple of signs and symptoms that we need to get that PTU taken care of again for what now? The third time?
Yeah,
Third time. That thing was awful low on fluid. So there's some things that need to be done. We're going to keep and monitor this with John and see what's going on. But we did get it filled back up. It hardly had anything in it, which is not a good sign. But hey, we did get it changed out. And you saw this Ford Edge Sport PTU fluid change. It's not that hard, 3/8 ratchet. You also have to have an extractor pump and a pump to pump the fluid back in. Put the plug in, wait until it levels out, and you're done. It's that simple. It's not a hard job, and if you plan ahead, you could probably get it done in no more than 20-30 minutes at the max. You know, if you take a beer in between, I guess it'd be fine. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and drop this video at this point, and also like and subscribe MACT Ford Edge on Facebook, and also these videos. Join up and everything else and learn about your Ford Edge, Lincoln MKX, everything else that we do. And also remember to like and subscribe on the MACT Garage YouTube channel. Yeah, I got another channel over there. And then Facebook, yes, join Facebook on both MACT Ford Edge and MACT Garage. And of course, my feet hit the floor today, and I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's got some great music, and also Mercy Girl's got a couple of one-liners, and maybe a little bonus footage at the end.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.